marketing leader training. Good job.
Sorry,
There we go.
it took me a minute.
No problem. Um, we are this is geared for our brand new troop leaders or troop leaders who have only done this once or twice. So we're going to go through the basics of it. Welcome to everyone. And okay, so let's go over some basic housekeeping. Please remain muted. Please hold your questions until the end. We don't want to miss anything. And don't put questions in the chat just yet. They may be missed. Also, please don't direct message the staff members who are on the chat. Other leaders may have the same exact question as you do, and you actually do everybody a service by asking the question at the end so that we can get everyone can hear the question. They may have the same question. They may be shy about it, about asking it. They may think it's a stupid question. So by you asking the question, you're actually doing us all a service. Also, please feel free to add your pronouns to your Zoom name. Next slide, please. All right, here's the agenda. Here's what we're going to talk about tonight. We are going to do some staff introductions. We're going to talk about why we sell cookies, why we do this craziness. We'll talk about the hot topics for 2026, the 8 steps to cookie season success, the 4 forms, the top 7 things to do in eBuddy, girl delivery, cookie cupboards, booths, gift of caring, 2026 Girl Scout rewards, and then we will do a Q&A for all your questions until they are answered. We will stay as long as we must to do that. All of this seems very overwhelming and very scary. It is not. You will get this deck. This recording will be available to you so you can reference it back.
What?
And
What is the
also,
problem?
there will be.
Elizabeth, can you let
Mm, oh, there you go. Um, uh, this will be on the website. So, and there are tons of resources on the website. We will walk you through every step of it, so don't get overwhelmed. Next slide, please. All right, let's do some staff introductions. For those of you who were here before, you will remember that we had a team of 6. We are now down to a team of 2, and our wonderful Corey, I call it 2 and a Corey. Corey is our amazing consultant, slash data manager, slash data guru who is with us, and I will let her introduce herself. Corey.
Hello, everyone. My name is Corey, and as Mike has already said, I am your eBuddy data guru and digital cookie data guru. So anything tech related, that is my wheelhouse.
Amazing. Corey works a lot behind the scenes, so you probably will not interact with her directly, but she's the person I call when I have questions and or something isn't working, and she magically makes it happen. The next person on our team is, of course, Heather Riney. Heather, say hello.
Hi, I'm Heather. I am the Associate Director of Product Program and Retail. Um, I'm like the logistics guru. I make sure cookies get where they need to be, work with our cupboard managers, work with our service unit cookie managers, um, everything involving ACH, kind of your front of the scenes person.
Absolutely. And I'm Mike Salonia. I'm the Senior Director of Product Program. I sort of oversee this madness, and I am very lucky that I have these 2 amazing women with me on this cookie journey that we are about to take you all on. Okay, next slide, please. But first, before we get into it, a door prize. Heather, tell us who has won the door prize.
Our first door prize winner is Melanie. There was no last name listed.
Melanie, no last name. You have won the door prize, which is a cookie booth and a bag. It has lots of fun stuff in it. So Heather will drop her email in the chat right now. Or Corey, you can drop Heather's email. Shoot us an email with your last name and your address, and we will send it to you.
Amazing. I'm so excited. I'll do that right now. Thank
Yay,
you.
congratulations. Okay, let's get into it. Next slide, please. Why should we sell cookies? Why do we do this? There are 2 big reasons. Number one is a financial reason. The cookie program is how you raise funds for your troop. And for every package sold, $1.20 goes to the troop. So if one girl sells 125 packages of cookies, the troop will receive $150 in troop rebates. If the troop has 12 Girl Scouts and each girl sells 125 packages, the troop will receive $1,800 in rebates. This is how you finance all of those fun trips and activities that you want to do. Also, all proceeds stay local to the New York City and Council. So every single dollar that is raised stays within New York City and goes to GSGNY and GSGNY troops. And also, if it is a gift of caring, which is our charity program, it stays local to New York City. And then, of course, there is the experiential reasons why we do this. The cookie program is a foundational part of Girl Scouting. It is one of the most famous parts of Girl Scouting. It exposes girls to new ideas, responsibilities, and skills. And there are 5 skills which a Girl Scout will gain through this cookie program, and that is goal setting, decision making, money management, people skills, and business ethics. All very important as they become the future entrepreneurs of tomorrow. Next slide, please. All right, let's talk about some hot topics. We're going to talk about the cookie season dates. We will talk about the new cookie. Yes, we do have a new cookie. We will talk about all of our cookie varieties. We will introduce you to the concept of girl delivery and tell you what that is. And then we'll talk a little bit about girl deliver order card entry in Digital Cookie. Actually, I think we cut that, did we not? We did cut that. Don't worry about that last bullet point. Not important. Okay, next slide, please. Cookie season program dates. All right, next slide. And let me pull this up on mine. Okay, January 6th, you as troop leaders will receive your Digital Cookie volunteer access. January 8th, your parents and caregivers will receive access to begin setting up their Digital Cookie pages. Very easy as setting up a Facebook page. Probably easier. Renee, I'm just going to mute you. January 15th, cookie season begins. The madness starts. February 7th, our initial order period ends, and we'll tell you exactly what that is later. February 28th is our cookie drive-through. Those will happen at 4 locations throughout New York City. That is when you get your cookies in hand. And then the week of March 2nd are our cookie home deliveries. If you qualify for a home delivery, you will get your cookies that week, starting March 2nd and ending the Saturday of that week. And then March 29th, cookie season ends. All right, you can see from this little graph on the bottom, January 8th to January 15th is in blue. That is when we start setting up Digital Cookie pages. And then Digital Cookie, which is in green, runs January 15th to March 29th. Our initial order runs January 15th to February 7th. And February 8th to March 29th is what we like to call the post season. That is when booths happen. And do not worry about this. All this will be repeated a million times, and we will also send you this in the deck so you do not have to remember any of these dates. Next slide, please. All right, you have heard about it. You will all have a chance to sample it. The new cookie is, next slide. It is called an Explore More. It is a chocolate sandwich cookie. Think Do-si-do, but with 2 chocolate cookies and some wonderful cream in the middle of it. It is inspired by Rocky Road, which has hints of almond and marshmallow in addition to the cookie. I do have to warn you, and this was something that was not mentioned, it does contain peanut flour. So this is a new cookie and it does contain peanut flour. We will send you and have this available, this artwork. This is artwork that we created. GSUSA does not have the stop contains peanut flour on it, but I thought it was very important to have that available for everyone. And we have a suggestion about how to sort of keep everyone safe with the peanut flour. Next slide, please. When setting up your booths, we suggest keeping Explore-Mores with the tagalongs and the do-si-dos. This will make it easier for your Girl Scouts to remember which cookies have peanuts and/or peanut flour in them. We will also have artwork available for the Explore-Mores with the peanut flour warning label available on our website for you to print and have at your booths. We do suggest having a sign just to let everybody know that there is peanut flour in it because we don't want any accidents to happen or any cross-contamination or allergy attacks. Next slide, please. All right, these are our 9 varieties. We have Adventurefuls, Lemon Ups, Trefoils, our wonderful Do-si-dos, Samoas, our #1 seller here in New York City, Tagalongs, Thin Mints, the nationwide #1 seller, the brand new Explore-Mores, and for our gluten-free friends, we have Toffee-Tastics. That is our one gluten-free cookie. They are also all uniform pricing. Everything is $7 this year, which is what it was for the past 2 years. Next slide, please. All right, I am now going to turn this over to the very, very wonderful Heather Riney, who will take you through the next step of this journey, starting with 8 steps to success. Heather, take it away.
Okay, so let me move everybody over. So step 1 is to attend the troop leader training, which you're doing right now. Then you'll distribute your order cards, which you'll receive from your service unit cookie managers. You'll want to run a cookie program family meeting, and there are some in-depth guides on GSUSA's website. Set your troop cookie goal, discuss the cookie season dates, go over the order card, talk about and encourage use of Digital Cookie, which is the website that Girl Scouts use to sell cookies, and review safety tips for selling in person and online. You want to make sure you fill out your Troop Cookie Manager Agreement, which is the form that acknowledges that the responsibilities and standards that you need to adhere to as a Troop Cookie Manager, and have a valid ACH form on file with the Council. Once you've submitted both your TCM agreement and your ACH form, you will have access to complete Step 6. And troop leaders and troop cookie managers will not be added to eBuddy without both of these forms having been completed and submitted to the council. Your step 6 is to log into eBuddy, which is the website where you'll take care of all your cookie business. You'll enter your initial order, track the troop's goal progress, sign up for your cookie delivery slot, sign up for any cookie booths, submit rewards, and more. And in January, you'll receive an email prompting you to log into eBuddy. Once you've logged in, you want to make sure you go to the Girl tab and check that all your Girl Scouts are listed. If any are missing, we'll have an Add a Girl Scout to eBuddy form stack on the website that you can complete and submit, and we'll get the girls uploaded. And make sure that the girl has registered for this year when you get ready to submit that form. Create your troop's digital cookie page. So when people Google where to buy Girl Scout cookies, they'll be directed to GSUSA's page, which prompts them to enter their zip code. And when they put in the zip code, they'll be directed to the digital cookie page of a troop that's closest to them. So they'll be able to order directly from your troops. And then you'll want to fill out any optional forms. The troop delivery form if you need a home delivery, the rewards opt-out form if your troop does not want to receive rewards but would rather receive an additional 10 cents per package in rebates. And the opt-out option is available only to junior cadet, senior, and ambassador troops, and multi-level troops with juniors and above. Any multi-level troops with daisies and brownies are not able to opt out of rewards. So we have 4 important forms that you need to look out for. And the first one is that Troop Cookie Manager Agreement. So leaders and Troop Cookie Managers will need to complete the Troop Cookie Manager Agreement form stack, which is what is used to upload the information into eBuddy. The ACH form. All troops will need to submit an ACH form for cookie season 2026. This form is required even if the troop's banking information has not changed from previous years. And if the troop participated in the fall product program and you've already submitted your ACH form, you don't need to resubmit it. We already have that on file. You'll just need to make sure that you enter your banking information in eBuddy by January 21st. And we had in place ACH forms being submitted by December 1st, which is today. Those will keep rolling in. We're just trying to get as many in as early as possible, so that way everybody is ready to go and be uploaded into eBuddy when we start those uploads. And then, as we mentioned, troop leaders and cookie managers will not have access to eBuddy until we've received both that TCM agreement and your ACH form. The home delivery form, if your troop is planning on a home delivery, you'll want to complete that form stack. Delivery information does not roll over in eBuddy from year to year. And even if you're unsure that you might meet that delivery minimum, fill out the form so we'll have the information in eBuddy. And troops can always select a drive-through if they don't meet the home delivery minimum, which is 75 cases or 900 packages. Home delivery forms do need to be submitted by January 21st. And we ask that you just double check to make sure that your email address on that form is correct. That is how our delivery agent will contact you as to when your home delivery will be. They'll send an email out. And then the last form is that rewards opt-out form. If your troop is opting out of rewards, that form needs to be submitted to us by January 21st as well. This one's still me too. So we have two platforms that we use in the cookie program. The first is Digital Cookie, which is GSUSA's online platform that allows Girl Scouts to sell cookies directly to customers through their personalized storefronts. You may have encountered and used Digital Cookie in the past if you've ordered cookies from another Girl Scout. And then the second platform is eBuddy, which is our vendor-provided database that's used by Little Brownie Bakers, Girl Scout staff, the delivery agents, troop leaders, and cookie managers to manage the cookie program. So once you have access to eBuddy, there are 7 things that you'll need to do, and we're going to walk through them. There's some screenshots on the slides coming up that you'll be able to refer back to once we send the deck out, once you're ready to start. The first one is to enter your address information. You want to check your troop age level, enter your bank account information, add any additional users, check your Girl Scouts, make sure everybody's all listed, add shirt sizes for your Girl Scouts. This will be really, really important this year. As you'll see when we get to rewards, we have several shirt options for the girls. And then check your dashboard messages. So the first step, entering the address information, you'll click on your Contacts tab and then click Edit on your contact record. You want to make sure that that receives email box is checked. This will ensure that you'll receive important cookie and season updates that are sent out through eBuddy. And then once you've entered all your contact information, you'll click on Update Contact Info. Input your current password and make sure that you do not change that information in the global ID box. This is what eBuddy will use to sync your record with Digital Cookie and make sure that everything is uploaded over to that system and you're all set there. And then you'll enter your phone number and address in the boxes and choose Update Profile. To check your troop age level, you'll click on the Settings tab, and in the Troop Info section, you'll see the age level. If the information is incorrect, you'll want to email customercare@girlscoutsnyc.org, and someone from the team will make the update to make sure that it reflects your correct level in eBuddy. To add additional users, you'll click on the Contacts tab and then the plus add button. And then you'll want to click on the caret next to the troop leader, and you'll see a whole drop-down box of possible roles. So you'll want to select the role for that contact, and you'll enter their name and email and click Save. And we have a description here of what the different roles do. So the troop leader and the troop cookie manager will have full access in eBuddy to enter information. They can make changes to the troop order. If you're listed as a troop cookie manager, you don't need to be added as a troop leader as well. You just need one of those roles there. The troop booth recorder only user can only record booth sale information. They can do nothing else in eBuddy. Your troop cookie pickup user is only able to access eBuddy to pick up cookies from a cupboard. So this is where you may want to add some caregivers if they're going to go to cupboards to do those pickups and pick up additional cookies for the troop. And then your Troop View only user can only view information in eBuddy and not make changes. Really important that if you are a troop leader or a troop cookie manager, you do not want to add yourself into that Troop View user only role. It will wipe out any other access that you have, and you will only be able to see what's going on in eBuddy. You won't be able to make any changes. And we could always go and reverse that if we need to. You want to check your girls and enter shirt sizes, so you'll do all of this on the girls tab. Make sure that all your Girl Scouts are listed and that their grade is correct. That information filters over to Digital Cookie and will show what badges that they can work on. So if that is incorrect, we'll need to get that fixed. And then you'll want to make sure you enter their t-shirt size so that you're prepared for rewards at the end of the season. And fill out the Add a Girl Scout to eBuddy form stack if girls are missing. And you'll want to make sure you send the link to the permission slip form stack to the caregivers of your Girl Scouts. All Girl Scouts participating in the cookie program need a signed permission slip. And you want to check your dashboard messages. So on the right-hand side of your home page is a messages section. You'll want to check this regularly for important messages from the council and click on the read more to read the full message. And once you're finished, you can click mark as read. And then please join us for an eBuddy 101 review with Little Brownie Bakers. It'll be Monday, January 12th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. And we'll have all that registration information available shortly with the Zoom links. Am I going back to you, Mike?
It is coming back to me. That was a lot of information that just got sent at you. Take a deep breath. It will all be reviewed again. Again, the deck will come to you. We are here to answer questions, and it may seem overwhelming and like we are speaking another language. You will learn this language before the end of the evening and throughout the program. You do not need to know everything right now. So just relax, take a breath, and realize that that was a lot of info that just came at you. All right. If you need cookie help or tech support, please email us at customercare@girlscoutsnyc.org. And this will create a case, and someone from customer care will get back to you ASAP. Next slide, please. Okay, there are some really great resources available to you, and they will be available starting Friday on the website. There is what we call a Troop Cookie Manager Manual. This is available on the website. It is a guide to, from start to finish, everything that you need to know about the cookie program. It has a glossary. It has all of these terms that we've been talking about, like cupboards, home deliveries, drive-throughs. Everything that you need to know is spelled out in that Troop Cookie Manager agreement, and it is available on the website. You can also download it to your computer if you wish, or you can scroll through it on your tablet or device. The other thing is there is a help center in eBuddy. So once you have access to eBuddy, Corey is amazing about keeping the help center very, very, very updated with just-in-time announcements. And it's a great reference tool. And it would make her very, very happy if you used it because she does put a ton of time into making sure that everything is there in that help center for you. Okay, next slide. Girl Delivery. Let's talk about Girl Delivery. So Girl Delivery is exactly what it sounds like. It is a function of Digital Cookie, which is so there are let me go back. There are two ways in Digital Cookie for your customer to get their orders. One is direct shipped to the customer. It is the easiest. It goes directly from the warehouse to your customer. We are not involved with it. You are not involved with it. The problem is that you pay a shipping fee for that. If you want to avoid the shipping fee, you can do Girl Delivery, which is a Girl Scout will bring you your cookies. This has some inherent problems with it, or not problems, but challenges. So let's talk about these and go through them point by point. Next slide, please. Okay. Digital Cookie enables Girl Scouts to accept girl-delivered orders from January 15th to March 29th, so it stays on for the entire time of the program. Girl Delivery is on by default when the season begins. Girl Scout delivery and digital cookie will remain on until the end of the cookie program. If you have been with us for a couple of years, this is a change from 2 years ago. It is exactly the same as it was last year. So it starts on January 15th, ends on March 29th. Here's the big one. GSGNY no longer has the ability to turn off girl delivery at a troop level. Caregivers will be able to turn it on and off throughout the season. Troop leaders, you guys, will need to communicate this with caregivers if you as a troop decide not to use girl delivery. Now, someone came up with a brilliant suggestion, which is if you do not want to do girl delivery, the minute you set up, the caregiver sets up their digital cookie webpage, turn off girl delivery right then so that you don't have to think about it again. So again, we no longer have the ability to turn off girl delivery as a troop. However, the parents and the caregivers have that ability, and that must be communicated with them. Troop cookie managers may turn girl delivery on and off for the troop cookie link anytime they want throughout the season. And also, troop cookie managers cannot turn off girl delivery for the Girl Scouts in their troop. So troop cookie managers only have control over that troop link. Okay, next slide, please. Let's talk a little bit about order approval. So girl delivered orders are not automatically approved. Caregivers must approve or deny each Girl Scout delivered request. The thinking behind this is, number one, we don't want you delivering to people that you don't know or, total strangers. The other thing is you may get a girl delivered request from Baltimore and you're not going to Baltimore. The caregiver has ultimate control over who they deliver to. So it is ultimately their decision. There is no right or wrong answer. It is what you feel comfortable with as a caregiver and what you feel comfortable with your Girl Scout doing. However, caregiver approval must be completed within 5 days of the customer purchase, and that is 5 business days. Orders not approved within the timeline will either be canceled or donated per customer selection at time of purchase. So when the customer is checking out, there is a question, a check that says either cancel my order or please donate. And if it donates, it goes to Girl Scout, to the gift of caring. If the order is not approved and automatically cancels, the Girl Scout will not receive credit and your troop will not earn funds for these cookies. So it's important that caregivers monitor the sales each day to ensure that all Girl Scout delivered orders are reviewed and either approved or denied. Also, please do not mark orders delivered until the actual customer delivery occurs because it generates automatically an email that says this has been delivered. It just causes all kinds of confusion. Next slide, please. Okay, should we do girl delivered as a troop? This is kind of how, or actually, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. That's the next slide. All right, there are two parts to girl delivery, kind of. There's the initial order part. So this is from January 15th to February 7th. Approved girl delivered orders will automatically update in the initial order tab in eBuddy and until your troop has submitted your initial order. And we'll talk all about that in a bit. These cookie orders will be delivered to your troop either through the cookie drive-through or an initial home delivery order. So all of those girl delivered approved orders during the initial order will come to you. You do not have to worry about them. They are counted in. After the initial order, here's where things get a little scary. Girl delivered orders approved after submission of your troop's initial order will need to be filled using unsold cookie inventory that your troop has received with your initial order. Or if you do not have enough inventory to fill the order, you will need to get additional cookies from one of our cookie cupboards. And a cookie cupboard is, for those of you who are brand new, a wonderful volunteer has decided to open her home and take about 200 cases of cookies. And you can go to one of these cupboards and pick up the inventory that you need. We'll talk about cupboards in a little bit. Next slide, please. Okay, should our troop turn off girl delivery? This is, again, this is totally your call. We kind of have a choose your own adventure slide here. Let's start with the purple. Is your troop going to participate in any portion of the sale with in-person sales? This is completely voluntary. You may do entirely digital if you wish. But if you are going to do any part of in-person sales, you may consider doing girl delivery. And those in-person parts are the girl order card. That's our traditional method of that, digital cookie girl delivered, booths, walkabouts. Those are when you sort of go door to door in your apartment building saying, would you like to buy some Girl Scout cookies? And you use your order cards. A lemonade stand, which is you may decide to do a very small, your Girl Scout may decide to do a very small booth in her apartment building or at a business. Or the goal getter order card, which is the second part, the order card that is used in the post season. If you are going to participate in any of that, you may decide that you want to do digital cookie. If you say, no, I don't want to do any of that, have your caregivers turn girl delivery off. So now we move to the peach box. Is your troop willing to pick up or receive cookies at a drive-through, home delivery, or cookie cupboard? Again, totally your choice. If the answer is yes, you may want to leave girl delivered on. If you say, no, I don't want to go to a drive-through, I do not want to go to a cupboard, and I do not want, to have to qualify for a home delivery, turn it off. There is no requirement to doing girl delivery. Digital cookie only is the easiest way to go. You do lose a little bit of the experiential program, but again, that is a choice between you and your Girl Scouts and your caregivers. I will not be upset one way or the other. Next slide, please. Okay, let's talk about initial order rounding. This is also something that may influence your decision. From January 15th to February 7th is what we consider the initial order period. In-person initial orders submitted to the troop during the initial order are filled to troops using full cases, meaning orders are rounded up to receive a full case of 12 packages. Now, this is not per order. This is we take all the orders from the troop and we divide that by 12 and see how many cases you need. And then we round you up because we can't just send you packages. We have to send you full cases. But it's very important to remember that this is not by order. It is by cumulative orders for the troop at the end of the initial order period. However, your troop is financially responsible for the extra packages this may include. For an example, let's say one order went rogue, right? A troop accepted an in-person order totaling 2 packages of Samoas, 3 packages of Thin Mints, and 1 package of Do-si-dos. Because we need to send you full cases, the troop will receive 12 Samoas, 12 Thin Mints, and 12 Do-si-dos, which is 36 packages total. The troop will then distribute 6 packages from that, and the troop will have an extra 30 packages to sell, meaning that what is owed to council after we deduct the rebate is $174. So your troop bank account will be swept for $174 at the initial order sweep, which is when we take the money that is owed. We take money from you twice, once after the initial order and once at the end of the program. We only take what is owed to council, and we leave the rebate in your account. Also, any of these extras can be used to fulfill in-person orders taken after the initial order period. So these are your cookies. You can continue to use them. You may sell them at any point. You may use them in a booth. You may use them to fulfill girl delivery, but you have already paid for them. So just realize that you are on the hook for them. We don't want anybody to be on the hook. So this is another reason to really consider whether or not you want to do girl delivery. Next slide, please. All right. Digital cookie shipping. Some good news on this one. It has gone down. It has only gone down by $1, but it has gone down. So from 4 to 8 packages will be $11.99. From 9 to 12 packages will be $13.99. And at more than 12 packages, the cost resets. So someone with 13 packages would pay $25.98. Those are the new shipping rates. We will have them available on the website, and we will be talking about them in all of our upcoming communications. Next slide, please. Cookie connector map. This is a fun thing that Corey Keene came up with. This is a way to drive additional customers to your Troop Cookie Link pages and also to your Girl Scouts pages. We now do both Troop links and individual Girl Scout links. Troop links will be during the initial order period. That will be January 15th to February 7th. And then after that, we will switch to individual girl links. And the cool thing about this is, let's say I am someone who does not know a Girl Scout, but I come across this cookie connector map. I can put in my zip code. For me, it's 10036. And I can see the Girl Scouts who have digital cookie pages and have opted in, who are in my neighborhood. So I get to support someone who's close to me. However, caregivers must complete a form stack to opt in to have their link added to this map. We do not automatically update Girl Scouts. We do automatically update the troop links. We don't automatically update the Girl Scouts because, again, girl delivery is on, and we want the parent to be completely sure that they want their Girl Scouts digital cookie link to be out there in the public. Next slide, please. And Corey, I believe we have that form stack, if you can drop that in the chat. All right, we talked a little bit about cookie cupboards. Heather's going to go into them in more depth now.
Okay, so as Mike said, our cookie cupboards are run by some amazing volunteers who open their homes up to store cases and cases and cases of cookies, so that leaders and caregivers can pick up additional orders after the initial order period for booths for those additional girl delivered orders, for any new girls that may be joined after the initial order period and have some paper orders that need to be filled. So we ask you to remember that our cookie cupboards are run by volunteers, and as such, we ask you to be a sister to every Girl Scout and follow their guidelines, which you'll see in eBuddy when we're ready to open the cupboards. If anybody's closed on a specific day, or they have, things within their building that need to be followed, you'll see what those guidelines are. And if you experience a problem at a cupboard, please reach out to the cookie team and we will, work to resolve that for you. Troops cannot pick up their initial order cookies at a cupboard. Initial orders must be picked up at a drive-through, or troops must schedule a home delivery. And if you don't meet the minimum for the home delivery, we'll help link you up with someone in your area. Troops that do not pick up the initial order at the drive-through will need to coordinate a time to pick up their order from the council office. These orders will not be routed to a cupboard for pickup. And then from February 11th to February 28th, troops will be limited to 25 cases at a cupboard. This will ensure that everybody gets an opportunity to get the cookies that they need for any booth sales that they have during that period. You'll be limited to one order per week. And if you have multiple troops, you're still limited to that one order per week. And if you need additional cookies for your booths that are later, you'll want to schedule those with your initial order and schedule those booths for March. This comes back
Okay,
to
let's talk about booths. Booths are what you traditionally think of when you think of Girl Scout cookies. If we were not in New York City, this would be the sort of group of Girl Scouts gathered at the front of the supermarket that you have to run the gamut through to actually get into the supermarket. It is just a group sale that happens, and it is arranged by the troop leader. Where should I hold a booth? The answer is any place that you have a connection to. People do them in parks. People do them in in front of businesses that they know. People have done them in front of subway stations. The list is endless. The only thing, and this is where should I not hold a booth? the guidance is that you should not hold a booth at a place that a Girl Scout could not be a customer. So, for example, a liquor store, a dispensary, um, anything along that nature. So, as long as it's not something of, for lack of a better word, an adult venue, you may absolutely hold a booth there. Also, if you decide that you want to do a booth, you can absolutely place the cookies that you need for the booth on your initial order. And these cookies will be issued on credit, so you do not have to pay for them right up at front. Um, Also, booth location information must be added to eBuddy and approved by council. So you find the address, you add it in to eBuddy, and we will approve those on uh, a rolling basis. I will be doing most of those. Next slide, please. All right, important points for booth sales. We encourage you to order your booth cookies as part of your initial order for your March booths. These cookies are issued on credit, as I said, and council will be approving booth locations. However, here's the full truth caveat. I do not know locations particularly well outside of Manhattan, so, or actually in Manhattan either. So if you put, let's say, West 92nd and Central Park West, great. I know that's Central Park. If you put a location that is on Central Park North, I don't know where that is. So check the booth locator on GSUSA so that you're not picking a time and a place that another booth has been located. You know your areas better than I do. So I'm just trying to avoid what happened last year, which is sometimes someone would be on the top of Washington Square Park and someone would be on the side because they put two different addresses in. And this one said, like West 24th Street, and this one said, 6th Avenue. And it was the exact sort, they were like right next to each other. So just check the booth locator. If you have questions, check with your service unit cookie manager. They can advise you a little bit on that. Next slide, please. Okay, Gift of Caring. Gift of Caring is our donation program. We have chosen City Harvest this year. They will be our sole recipient. They were also our sole recipient for the fall product. Next slide, please. Sorry, I got distracted by City Harvest. Here's a little bit about City Harvest. They are a wonderful program. They exist to end hunger in communities throughout New York City and where food insecurity is a big topic on a lot of people's mind. We thought that would be a really, really wonderful charity to go through. And since 1982, they have been delivering to New Yorkers in need, and they have delivered over 1 billion pounds of food to New Yorkers in need. So they are a great, great organization. Next slide, please. Okay, Heather, let's talk about rewards.
Okay. So for 2026, we've revised and revamped our rewards. We have a number of council branded rewards this year and some new Troop Gift of Caring rewards. The first level reward still remains at 25 packages. And at the 1,000 package level, we'll have girl membership for the following year. And then there is a cookie crossover patch for fall product and cookie participation. And again, just please be sure to provide your shirt sizes in eBuddy. You'll hear that a lot through the season.
It's one of Heather's biggest points.
It is. Otherwise, it gets defaulted, and we want to make sure that the Girl Scouts have a shirt that they can wear and not something that's too small. If it's too big, they can at least grow into it. So here on the screen, we've got a picture of the rewards card, which will be part of the paper order card that you'll be receiving from your service unit cookie manager. And you can see all of those amazing council branded items that we have for this season. And then our cookie crossover patch. This is for the Girl Scouts who participated in both fall and cookies. So They needed to create their avatar in the M2 system, send 20 or more emails through M2 during fall product program, and use the share my site function in that system. And then when it comes to cookies, they need to sell 175 packages of cookies during the 2026 cookie program. And then that way they'll be able to get this cool crossover patch with their avatar on it for this season. And then again, for rewards opt-out, we talked about this a little bit when we were talking about forums. It is open to junior cadet, senior, and ambassador troops only. The troop will receive an additional 10 cents per package in proceeds. The girls will still earn patches, the Cookie Executive t-shirt, and any cookie dough or camp credit gift of caring rewards that they earn. It does need to be unanimous amongst all girls that are selling. That form is due January 21st, and you can email it back to rewardsoptout@girlscoutsnyc.org.
Okay, we have a couple of upcoming cookie trainings throughout the season. We call them Cookies, Cocoa, and Questions. You will see that they start on January 26th, February 23rd, March 23rd. Also, you are more than welcome to come to either one of these trainings. We have a troop leader cookie training on December 4th and a caregiver cookie training on December 8th. Next slide, please. Also, this year, we are starting something called the Cookie Chronicles. Also, that is a ferret reading a newspaper because, as you can see, our mascot is the black-footed ferret. Every Tuesday, starting the Tuesday before cookie season begins, that Wednesday, the 15th, we will be sending out a newsletter that will come to you at 10 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday and will have everything that you need to know for the upcoming week. It is just in time. It will guide you through what is happening that week in the cookie program and what the important things are. It will also have links to videos and forms that need to be filled out and reminders of deadlines and things like that. So that is a new thing that we will be starting, and I'm really looking forward to that because it should keep communication flowing quite well. Next slide, please. All right, our final door prize. Heather, tell us who won.
Our final door prize winner is Yanil Anjahar. I hope I did not butcher her name too badly. I apologize if I did.
You're fine. It's Yanil Andujar.
Andujar.
Yay! Congratulations. Heather, drop your email in the chat. Drop your address.
You want me to multitask here?
I do. I want you to multitask. I know.
Heather, I dropped it for you. There
Okay.
you go.
Amazing. Okay. Next slide, please.
Okay. Next slide, please.
All right. I'm going to take a sip of my tea, and then we're going to talk about all these questions that you have. All right.
That gives me a minute to go up and see.
Okay. Yes, I have seen some of them.
Okay.
I have been multitasking and breaking my own rules and reading as we go.
Tell me when you're ready.
I am ready, but I am going to start with a hand that is raised with I see Elizabeth.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I have, I think maybe, I don't know if I'm confused or what. So it's about the girl delivery.
Sure.
You answered everything but this one thing, and maybe it's my brain. But so
Or I just ignored it. Could be me.
perhaps. So between February 7th and 3/29, Digital Cookies still will accept girl delivery orders.
Correct.
How do we receive those to hand deliver if there's only one cookie drive-through and that's before then?
So those you would pick up from a cookie cupboard.
Okay, so the drive-through happens on the 28th. That's
Correct.
right in the middle of the girl delivery period. So
Correct.
it's whatever's been ordered to date by then.
No, so the drive-through cookies will only have what is ordered through February 7th.
Oh, okay.
So after that, everything after that needs to be either filled from the extras that you might receive from that or picked up from a cookie cupboard.
Okay, so whatever's ordered between January 8th and February 7th gets picked up from a cupboard. I mean, not,
Nope,
sorry, from a drive-through.
you got it.
And then anything that's ordered from February 7th to March 29th can still be picked up, but that has to be the cookie manager that picks it up from a cupboard, or that can be
It
anyone?
can be a parent or a caregiver
Okay.
as long as it's added in eBuddy as a troop pickup. So you do not have to do
Okay.
that yourself.
Okay. Okay.
But you are 100% correct in everything that you said. So you have a
That makes more sense to me now.
great.
Okay.
Okay. Now we'll throw Elizabeth, did that clarify?
Yep, that was it.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
Cool. All right, Heather.
Okay, the first
Heather and
one
I are going to
was
play game show now.
we are. Will the recording be available later?
Absolutely.
Okay, I see Debbie answered that. Can you clarify what the home delivery is for cookies?
Absolutely. So cookies from your initial order, there are two ways to get them. You can either come to a drive-through, which is where you pick them up in a car, you have them that day, or if you have 75 cases, you may get a home delivery, which is where we will just drop the cookies to whatever address you decide to tell us to do that. If you do not have 75 cases, you can hook up with another troop in your service unit, and we will help you do that, and your service unit cookie manager will help you do that, so that you can meet that 75 case minimum.
If the leader is the cookie chair, which is the role that should be assigned? They'll automatically be assigned troop cookie manager.
Right. They'll are yes. Cookie
Do all
chair that
leaders have access to the dashboard?
Yes, all leaders who have submitted an ACH and a TCM will have access to the eBuddy dashboard.
Okay. Can we do all virtual sales as a troop?
Absolutely. You do not have to do any in-person part of this. That is your choice.
What if you're the cookie manager for multiple troops? Do you need multiple logins for eBuddy?
Corey,
No, you do not.
great. That is why everyone needs a Corey. Right there.
Can a girl have her own delivery turned off, but the rest of the troop continue to deliver?
I think what the question is is it all or nothing? And the answer is no. Um, and this is where things can go a little bit astray. Because the caregiver has the power to turn it on and turn it off, that scenario can happen. However, realize that the troop will be responsible for that. So if it were me, I would highly suggest going all or nothing. So either the entire troop does it or the entire troop does not. But that scenario can exist. I think it's a personally, I think it's a bad idea. I would advise against it. Um, but there is no way that anyone has control over what the caregiver chooses to do.
Okay, I'm not sure what exactly this one's referring to. So it
Okay,
says,
just
so
throw it
each
to me.
Girl Scout needs to have a caregiver registered to make these decisions on eBuddy.
I think we're confusing platforms here.
I
I
think
did
so
read this.
too.
So eBuddy is only used by troop leaders. Digital Cookie is used by caregivers. So yes, each Girl Scout must have a parent registered to use Digital Cookie, is I think what the question was. I think there was just a little tiny bit of confusion on platforms.
I think so too. Is there any free shipping this year?
There will be free shipping this year. It will be it will not be in initial order. It will be in the post season. There is money in the budget assigned for it. The parameters will be determined a little bit later, along with the sort of date of when that will happen. It will more than likely be in March, and we will be absolutely not springing this upon you. We will give you at least a week's notice so that you can let your customers know and plan accordingly.
Okay. The next one says, does the buyer not pay the shipping fee per box as ordered?
You are 100% correct. The buyer does pay the shipping cost.
Okay. Is there a way to access all the form stacks associated with cookie sales?
Yes, they will all be on the website under resources for cookie sellers.
Can booths
I'll
take
also put them in the help center.
yeah.
And Corey will put them in the health center.
Can booths take credit cards?
They can through Digital Cookie.
All right. If I run multiple troops, why can't I order one order per week, one order per troop per week during the February dates if each troop is responsible for its own cookies and each have their own eBuddy account and bank account?
So the reason that we did that was because people were wiping out the cupboards because cupboards are just so limited in New York City. The biggest one I think has 200 cases, with the exception of the Queen's cupboard, which has many, many hundreds. And so people were coming in and doing their entire booth sale for and just wiping out the cupboards. It's an equity thing to try to get more cookies for more people.
Okay. Do I have to pre-order cookies if not doing in-person orders?
Absolutely not. If you are doing simply Digital Cookie will do all the work for you. You do not have to order cookies whatsoever. It is only if you want to do a booth.
Okay. This new troop is still setting up the bank account. What happens if we don't submit the ACH on the due date? And also, who can be a cookie manager?
So a cookie manager can be, well, I'll start with the second part. A cookie manager can be any registered adult that has had a criminal background check and has passed and is registered in Salesforce. Correct? Corey, correct me if I am wrong.
Those are all correct.
Amazing. Sometimes I get it right. Okay, so the ACH is not a hard and fast deadline. Like it's not, if you don't have it by Friday, you can't play. It is a rolling deadline. We just try to get them in as quickly as possible. And the reason that the ACH is important is because it not only is the way that we take our money, but it's also the way that we give you your rebate. And if we don't have one of those, we can't give you the rebate that you have so richly earned. So, as soon as you get one, just fill out the form and send it in to us.
It'll be fine. It's Corey. Is 12-4 a repeat of today's meeting?
It will be. This is a little bit more in the that was the funniest thing. I'm sorry. I'm so ADD that like literally a little like thumbs up just went up the side and I have absolutely no idea what I was just talking about. 12-4 is 12-4 a repeat of tonight. A lot of the same things will be discussed. This is a little more in depth because we wanted to take the time to go over the very basics of it and go a little bit more in depth. But you're more than welcome to come. You do not have to. You will know everything. What you have learned tonight will just be reinforced.
Okay. A couple more about the ACH form, which I think you already addressed.
All right, hold for a second because I have hands that are
Okay.
Melinda. Thank you.
Hello, good night.
How are you?
I'm great, and yourself? You
I
guys
am
are
doing
great.
okay for a
You
Monday
guys
night.
are great. Okay, it's a lot of information, but you're
Lot of-
doing good.
Lot of information.
You're doing
Lot-
well. Okay,
Thank you.
hi.
Hi.
So
now I
my
can see
question
you.
is, you keep referring to caregiver. I just want to make sure. Do you mean like myself as the troop leader? Do you mean the children's parent?
I honestly, it's parent. I just don't. I'm trying to
No,
be
no, no. It's
inclusive.
okay. It's okay. I
Yeah.
just want to make
So
sure.
we used to use the word parent all the time, and then I realized that not everybody has a parent. But when I say
I understand
caregiver,
that.
I'm
I
referring
get
to
that.
parent. So
Okay. One other question I
Sure.
also have is, I know you keep saying that you kind of urge against the girl delivery.
No, no, I urge
Not
against.
against it, but like I guess if you had to name three things of the things that could go wrong with the girl delivery, what would they be? Because then I'd understand which way I want to go.
What a horrible thing to ask me in an open forum. Why do I
Because
why
I
do I
think
hate girl delivery?
strategically, and I have to know
No,
these things. So
really, truly, it's a great question.
okay.
And I will be as honest as I always am with things like that. There are a lot of things that can go wrong with it. Number one, the caregiver may have approved an order in error. And then if
Mm.
it's an initial order, like you're stuck with cases.
Selling those boxes.
Yeah,
Okay.
selling those boxes, that's one of them.
Okay.
Um, Number two, to me, it just seems like a headache if one girl decides to do it and then the other
Nobody
girls
else
decide
does.
not
So now
to.
this one girl has to do
Now you've got that
everything.
one girl to do
Mm.
it. Also, it requires a level of communication between the troop leader and parent, and the parent has to really be willing to deliver those cookies. Because we had a lot of problems with that last year, where the parents, the troop leaders were doing everything they possibly could. They were following up with the parents, and the parents were just not being responsive. So if you have great parents and they're incredibly communicative and you have a wonderful working relationship, girl delivery is not going to be a problem for you. If you have challenging parents, I'm going to use the word challenging,
Good word.
um, it may not be for you. Um,
Okay.
Also, you, let's face it, everyone here is a volunteer, right? This is something you all have full-time jobs, or you are full-time caregivers to your own children. Being a troop leader takes a lot of time. Being a troop leader during cookie season doubles. It was GSUSA did a study where they said it took 20 hours for to run a troop during non-cookie season, and it takes at least 42 to
Mm.
do. That is a full-time job. So if you do not want to do girl delivery, that is your right. So it's again,
Okay.
it's the time constraint, and
One other thing before I
you
forget,
got it.
because my mind is random.
Mine
So
too.
then,
So
do you find that people that are purchasing the cookies would maybe be turned off by a shipping fee and much
sometimes
rather buy a large amount of cookies if they were being delivered to them?
100%. And girl delivery really is that there are two things that I love about girl delivery. Number one is that you avoid the shipping fees, which I will fully admit are astronomical. I do not negotiate them,
Oh,
so
see, that was going to be my next question.
I can absolutely say
Okay.
that I dislike them. I think they are ridiculous. It is
Okay.
negotiated by GSUSA and both UPS and USPS and FedEx. I have always found them ridiculous. Um, so I like the fact that you can get around them that way. And I like the fact that there's an experiential kind of a component to it. It's very programmatic,
Hmm.
as opposed to digital cookie, which is just kind of transactional, and I feel a little bit hands-offish uh,
Yeah.
for the girls. So it's these are all things to consider. And if you're having concerns about it, let's you and I have a call. If you before the season, and we'll talk it through.
Yeah, Mike, may
Excellent.
I tap into this just a little bit?
Absolutely.
And Melinda, I'm not quite sure if you're thinking about girl delivery as just the digital cookie function of girl delivery or as in the in-person aspect of selling cookies. If your troop intends to sell cookies using an in-person order card, going door to door, or booths, then I would suggest that you keep girl delivery on for your troops, but advise them
Okay.
that after the initial order, that if they do accept cookies after the initial order, to please not accept the order until they speak with you to make sure that you have the inventory to fulfill those orders. But if you're really looking at it and thinking, yeah, we're going to participate, we're going to do in-person sales, then think about keeping girl delivery on in digital cookie. So think about it not necessarily as digital cookie versus versus like in person. You know what I mean? Think of it all as in person.
Okay. No, because I was like thinking in the aspect like I work in the hospital,
Mhm.
And I've already, I'm I'm smart. I've already incorporated this into my daily huddle this morning, saying, "Well, I'm the troop leader now. My daughter, I'm gonna have cookies," and like I forget about it. People were coming down from other floors. Well, when are you gonna do that? And are they gonna be here? And here I am not having an answer, but in the selling kind of aspect, I'm thinking like, let's go, go, go. I'm gonna prepare them that I'm gonna have these cookies. Like I even printed out the kinds of cookies. It's
Oh my
just how
God,
I
you're
am.
Yeah,
But
look
and
I
at
just
you.
was wondering that, like, how would that work? Like if I wanted to be like here at the hospital and
there's
I
a
just had questions.
there's a QR code that you can scan and
Okay.
share with your coworkers, or you can send this, you can share the site. And what's great about the girl delivery function of Digital Cookie is it's prepaid orders, so there's no cash exchanged. So they pre-order
Mm.
it, and then the caregiver looks at it and says, "Yes, I can fill that order. I'll go ahead and accept it because I can fill it." One, two, it's a local customer. It's three, it's someone I know. So
Very good.
it's very convenient for both for three different reasons. One, it's convenient for the customer. Two, it's convenient for the troop. And three, it's convenient for the caregiver.
Thank you so much, Corey.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay. Ashley.
Hi, sorry. My
Oh.
I'm gonna jump on a couple what Melinda was also saying. So just so I wrap my head around it, during
Mhm.
the initial digital cookie phase, all our orders go in, and our initial cookie order that we receive is all of those orders that we would then deliver to the people if they chose girl delivery, correct?
Correct.
And then whatever the surplus is, because let's say we don't have an even 12 numbers of the cookies, we're left selling those by either to door or via a booth.
Correct.
And then booths technically would just start in March then, and then if based on what you just told Melinda, any additional girl in-person deliveries we would have to confirm or approve depending what we would have in our cupboard or picking up new cookies from after the order closes in February till March.
No. Here's where you've gone astray. Um, so there were okay. Say what you just said again, and
I
we'll go point by point.
So we have those extra cookies
Right.
essentially to run a booth or to do in-person deliveries. But
That
then
is correct.
if we get additional digital orders, we would have that were our girl delivery or girl
Mhm.
delivered, we would have to approve those, and that's based out of stock we already have, that we would have to then pick up from a cupboard or elsewhere if we don't have them.
Correct. That is what you just said is 100% correct.
Okay, gotcha. And then my last question was in terms of I guess ordering cases after the fact, we will get assigned these cupboards or these pickup drive-throughs at a later date through the e-buttle or e-buddy.
So the drive-through is only happens once, and that is only for initial order.
Gotcha. Okay.
Anything after initial order goes to a cupboard, and there are cupboards all throughout New York City. You choose which cupboard is closest to you or most convenient to you.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome.
And let me just jump in there real quick. I think what maybe threw is because booths start in February and she said March, but for the cookies that she's got the extras, she won't be
Mhm.
able to sell till March.
Correct.
And when you go to a cupboard, you don't have to buy full cases. You don't have to order in full cases. You can order loose
In
packages.
packages.
So, if you've got those additional orders and you only need 4 Thin Mints, then you can go and just pick up those 4 Thin Mints. You don't have to pick up a whole case.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You're
Mhm.
so welcome. Okay, let's go back to the
The chat.
the chat.
Okay. How does the caregiver meeting differ from this one?
That will be all about what their role will be. So it's not geared toward we won't talk about eBuddy, we won't talk about anything like that.
Okay. Can the links be emailed to us as we don't have the girls' site yet to complete all these forms?
Absolutely. They will also be on the website.
Okay. Oops. Where did I went astray here. Hold on one second. Can we see the rewards again?
Yes, we will flip back to that.
There we go.
There you go.
All right. Stay there. Can I make this bigger? Ooh, I can. Okay.
Also, the deck will be sent to you, so you will have them. But here they are again. And don't worry about making that bigger. I don't think you can actually.
No, no, no. I was trying to make my chat bigger because that's
Oh,
where I
your
was
chat bigger.
losing.
There you go.
Now how I get back is a whole other thing. Okay. Is cash the only way to accept money at a booth?
Nope, you may absolutely accept credit cards through the digital cookie application.
How do we find out our service unit number? And I see Debbie answered specifically Annie, but as to what hers is.
So they can get in contact with us. I'm going to put our information in the chat as well.
Fantastic. Thank you, Debbie
I know.
Foreman.
Yeah, I'm gonna put our best information in if they have any questions about that. And I know you also have your way as well, but if we're easy to reach out to your volunteer experience specialist, I'm gonna put it in the chat for everybody because I am in North Carolina and I am gonna hop off real quick.
Amazing, Debbie.
Well, thank you for joining us from down south.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for having us. This is great.
Okay. Do you have examples or suggestions for how many boxes we should order if we're doing girl delivery?
Do you mean for doing a booth?
It specifically says girl delivery.
No, so, when we have to do the initial order and we order the cases,
Mhm.
how do we estimate that the number of cases that we should be ordering?
So you
Is
would
it based on
only
the initial interest, or is there like a kind of
You would-
suggested number that you might need based on how big your troop is? Like, how does that work?
so the initial order is based on what you've actually has been ordered in digital cookie and what
Okay.
is ordered on the order card.
For
So you
that
enter-
first time frame.
Yes, for that first time frame. You do not have to, you don't order girl delivery cookies.
Right. No, I understand that.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we basically wait for the preliminary orders.
Correct. And then it rounds up. And
Right,
then if you
because
want to
it's
do
12
a
boxes in the
booth,
case. Okay.
if you want to do a booth, you can put those
Mhm.
cookies on, but you do not have to put any cookies on your initial order. If you you shouldn't be thinking about girl delivered on your initial order because you'll just be stuck with those cookies. Take only what the roundup is.
Based
And-
upon what interest we get for the cookies, essentially.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And is that initial order all then shipped to one place or per
So
Girl Scout?
that all is either picked up at a drive-through
Oh, right. Okay.
or the home delivery.
Got it. If it's 75 boxes or more.
Correct. Cases.
75 cases.
Cases. Right. Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay. Is a rebate the same as cash back to the troop?
Yes. It is $1.20. In essence, yes.
I don't know. This may have already been still very confused about girl delivery versus digital delivery. Could you give examples of when you would want each? If there's something in person, what would digital delivery be in that scenario? Would the buyers be responsible for paying to have it shipped to themselves?
So digital cookie, digital ship only is just like you were ordering from Amazon. You have there's nothing to do with it. It goes directly from the warehouse to them. There is a shipping fee incurred. Girl delivery is the product is delivered to the customer via the Girl Scout. There is no shipping fee involved with that.
Okay. Do you suggest having our parents/caregivers join the caregiver meeting or hosting our own meeting for our caregivers?
I suggest both. Let me do the heavy lifting, and then you can reinforce it. And you can sort of tailor your meeting to your troop and what you want to accomplish in that meeting and what your goals for the cookie season. So let me do the nuts and bolts of it, and then you can sort of do the refining.
Okay. If we have the majority digital sales, but also host a booth sale, what's the best way? Start with 1, how many our troop wants to sell in person. 2, figure out where the cupboards are located and if we're able to pick up. And those are the two parts of
Yes,
the question.
so far your strategy is very sound.
Okay. Do our parents all have to sign up individually for the caregiver Zoom?
Yes.
Okay.
And can we drop that registration?
I don't have a copy of it. Do you have it,
You know,
Heather?
when we send out the deck, we will send out that registration that you can forward on to them.
Okay. Remind me that tomorrow, Mike.
I will.
Okay. I've got several parts to this question from Josephine.
Okay.
So
We'll go one by one.
one by one. If we sell cookies online, the buyer of the cookies pays for shipping. I think
Correct.
we've answered. How many boxes of cookies are in a package?
Here's what you mean. How many packages are in a case? And there are 12 packages in one case. Package means box, except for the fact that we don't use that word. We never use the word box. So 12 packages, one case.
Because they're not all in boxes anymore.
It's true.
If
I never thought of that.
If I understand correctly, if someone buys one box of cookies, they must pay $11.99 for shipping.
So the minimum on digital cookie is 4. So 4 boxes, $11.99.
Okay. How do we determine how many boxes we need to order, which you addressed a few minutes ago?
Mhm.
And where are the drive-through locations where we pick up the boxes?
So there will be one in each of the outer boroughs. There is one in the Bronx. There is one in Queens. There is one in Staten Island, and there is one in Brooklyn. Brooklyn will be at the Cyclones. Staten Island will be at these church, Heather, which
Zion Lutheran.
Zion Church. Queens will more than likely be at the Hall of Science, and Brooklyn is at PS.
No, Bronx is at PS
Bronx is at PS.
192, I think.
Correct. Also, all of that will be in the Cookie Chronicles, and all of that will be in the Troop Cookie Manager manual, so you can reference that.
Okay. Melinda says she's got a final question when we've completed the chat, so we'll come back to
Okay.
her. Are we allowed to use Venmo at a booth?
You are. You are now. We used to advise against it, but you are allowed to use Venmo.
Well, Digital Cookie has a Venmo option. So I would suggest that you use your Digital Cookie app to process the Venmo payment and not your own personal Venmo.
Did the caregivers receive an email about the meeting, or do the leaders need to share the link?
They did receive it in the it was not sent out specifically, but it was in the Girl Scout Weekly.
Okay. I think this should say info on 2026 new cookie. It says info on 2016 new cookie.
What can I tell you about what did you have a specific question about Explore Mars?
Oh, Patricia, you want to come off mute? Maybe she joined in late.
It is a sandwich cookie, a chocolate sandwich cookie. It is a Rocky Road inspired with hints of almond, and the big thing to know is it contains peanut flour.
Okay. Can you talk more about combining the home delivery? Our Cookie Mom is doing 2 troops, so I think we'll have 75 cases total with both troops.
That is absolutely fine. That is great. And if you find yourself coming up short, either reach out to us or reach out to your service unit cookie manager, and they can hook you up with another troop so you can reach that minimum.
And it's super easy in eBuddy. You'll just link both troops to the same delivery location. And we can help with that at the time. Can you remind us when caregiver training is?
December 8th?
That's what I think it's next Monday.
I think it's next Monday.
I know it's on the slide, but I'm afraid to jump out of the chat and try to.
I just want to be sensitive of everybody's time. We have 5 minutes left in this. I will stay until the very, very bitter end. But if you need to jump off at 8 p.m., thank you so much for joining us.
Okay. Can you set up a booth but use it only to process digital sales? I.e., is there a QR provided so girls can get experience selling but avoid logistics of inventory and delivery.
No. Booths are an experiential in-person sale. So what you're saying is can you do a QR and then have it shipped to them? No. The product must be sold at that time. Interesting thought though.
It is an interesting thought. Can we enable in-person delivery and digital? For example, girls sell locally, but a relative wants to order from afar and is willing to pay shipping.
So they should do shipped only. They should just do straight digital cookie and not do it through a girl delivered.
Right, the customer should, but
The customer should,
the girl
yes.
can, or the troop can keep both going. There is no drive-through location in Manhattan. We have no place to park a 18-wheeler. I know you said all cookie packages are $7 again this year across the board. Are cookie packages cheaper in other states? If so, that puts New York at a disadvantage, no?
It does. Each council determines their own price for cookie packages. Most people are at least 6. And I believe all of our neighboring councils, meaning Nassau, Jersey, Heart of the Hudson, and Suffolk, are all at 7 this year. Nassau may be the outlier. But you are correct. In Tennessee, they are 4, but everything is cheaper in Tennessee. Actually, I think Tennessee went to 5 this
I
year.
think they did finally go up.
I think they finally went to 5. They were sort of the low one, but
Someone asked for the PDF of the 2026 cookie lineup.
absolutely, we can send that. That will also be on the website.
Are any of the cookies made in nut-free facilities?
Sadly, no. The line, I will say that once they are done with the peanut, they do clean the line. The only ones I think that may count toward that is Toffee-tastic because they are made first, but even then it is not a nut-free facility.
Okay. Can you go over when and what the initial fee swipes are for in-person cookie?
Yes, Heather, do you want to talk about the sweeps?
Is that what that's referring to?
I think so.
Because we didn't mention it.
Yes, you just mentioned it briefly, but yes, that is what I was wondering is when we owe money.
Oh, when you owe money. Okay.
When you owe money. It's a great question.
It is a great question. And off the top of my head, I don't know the dates at this moment. The initial
I have the dates if you need it.
Do you?
Amazing.
That would be
Corey.
amazing, Corey.
I
know
have
it's
it in
in
the Health Center,
March.
so I have it in the Health Center, so I've got access to it. January 28th is the ACH test suite. February 5th is the ACH for the initial orders. April 21st is the final suite for monies owed. April 23rd is any credit for anyone with a negative balance.
Great. And negative balances means we owe you money.
Wait, isn't the initial order one in March, not February? Because initial order would be.
Did I write it down wrong? Let me double check. I am checking right now.
Yeah, that would be wrong.
Because initial order won't even be done then.
I have February 25th.
Oh, you said February 5th. That's what.
February 25th. Did
Okay.
I say?
February 25th.
Okay, yeah.
Or I heard
I
February 5th.
mispronounced, but February 25th.
Okay.
February 25th. Okay, great. That makes sense.
That makes sense. And that test sweep is just a $0 sweep. We don't actually take any money out. It's just to make sure that the accounts are active and the banking information has been entered into eBuddy correctly. Okay, the next one question, what is the average number of packages sold for a first-year Daisy Troop?
I have no idea, but I can get back to you on that one.
Yeah, it all depends on size of
But
the
it's an
troop.
interesting question, and we can certainly ferret out some information for you.
All right, since there's no place to pick up in Manhattan, is it possible to arrange this at the 40 Wall Street location downtown? I'm
Yes,
assuming
it will
since
not be
there's-
on that Saturday, because our office is not open on that Saturday. Also know that there are freight there is a freight elevator that means you must cross the building to pick up from 40 Wall. It can totally happen. But the freight elevator closes at 3:30. And I would bring a small army to help you schlep the cases across the lobby. It's doable.
How would we arrange that if that was something we wanted to do though? Would we just reach out to one of you?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
And I again, I would do it if it was a very small order. Like I wouldn't do 75 cases.
Of course, right, we would do, well,
there.
for that, we would have the home delivery option, right, if it
Right.
was 75 cases.
Yeah.
I'm just
I-
trying to think, because, we have a troop in the West Village, and so going to the other boroughs is not always something that we're doing on the
Absolutely.
ground.
Nope, we can make that happen.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I don't see any other.
I see 3 hands raised. Melinda, do you have oh, we're talking after. Rachel?
Hi. Oh, I couldn't unmute for a second.
Oh.
I feel like we've been talking about Girl Delivered for like 5 years, but quick question.
Sure.
If we're doing a booth, are we able to still have Girl Delivered turned off, or does that need to be on in order to do a booth?
No, Girl Delivered can absolutely be turned off, and you may absolutely do a booth.
But
Okay.
you cannot
Perfect.
take credit cards if Girl Delivered's turned off.
Yes, that is the key.
Got
No
it.
mobile
Okay.
payments.
So in order for us to take credit cards at a booth, we need to have Girl Delivered on. But after we do the booth, can we turn off Girl Delivered?
If all of your caregivers
If all the
opt you to
parents
that
do
booth,
it.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Scary, but yes, that is absolutely doable.
Tori, can the girls have Girl Delivery off and the troop have Girl Delivery on the troop site?
Correct.
Take credit
They
cards at a
can,
booth?
because they're all
that would do
independent
it.
of one another.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your solution.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Okay. There we go. That's perfect. Thank
That's
you.
less scary. That's less scary, Rachel. I was very scared for you.
I'm very scared too. Thank you.
Jen's iPhone.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
I can, yes.
Okay, so apologies, I'm a little slow. You guys are doing great, but I'm slow. I'm a former Girl Scout, so I'm trying to. My mom was the troop leader, so I remember all of this. But I'm
Everything
the
has
first time
changed
doing
since you were a
it.
child. Everything
I
has
know,
changed.
but
It's not
conceptually
your
not.
fault.
But conceptually, like I'm all for the online. We live in Manhattan. We have a troop. I think Leah, my co-leader's on as well. We want to give the girls their daisies, so we don't give them experience to sell. So this is why I'm trying to ask some of these questions. Like, is it possible to encourage everybody, for all the reasons you've said, to do the digital delivery, not Girl Delivered, for the majority of their orders? And it sounds like I don't need to pre-order those. Like I don't
Nope.
need to tell you okay, so people just get the website up and then they go and they sell, and then people unfortunately have to pay for the shipping. The buyer has to pay for those hefty shipping costs, but they'll do it because it's Girl Scouts and we're so cute.
Yep.
But
All of that is true.
if we wanted to do a booth sale, what would prevent the troop from just buying? Is that I think that was the end of my question. Like, do I just determine I'm going to buy, I don't know, 6 cases or 10 cases or whatever it is, just to give them the experience? I do that by the 7th, and then I just have to figure out where to go pick it up.
Correct.
That's it, right? Okay.
That's it.
And I can't sell digitally at a booth. I can't just hold a booth and let the kids sell digitally there.
You mean like if you you have to have physical inventory at a booth.
Well, that's what I don't understand. Like, I mean, I would just have some inventory, I'd even buy it out of the troop budget. And so I could have, again, like in Manhattan, like you're going to get people who are like, oh, that's cute. I'll buy a box from you. But I'd rather have like 5 delivered to my house, and I'll buy just to kind of like tease them. Right. So could I put a troop order in for,
So
I don't know.
so what you would do is you would order like maybe 1 case of everything of the
Yeah.
varieties that you wanted and put that on your initial order. You don't pay for that until the end. We issued that to you on credit.
Yeah, I think the issue is the pickup, right? So that's what I was trying to get at. If I do that in the beginning, and then I have to go figure out a place to pick it up, and there's nothing in Manhattan unless we can organize something at 40 Wall. And I can talk to you about this offline because I live right by 40 Wall.
Yeah,
But,
I
like,
mean, in that case,
that's the issue. Like I think like if we could do something like that where the carols can sell and then the little inventory, and then they can maybe take online orders after that.
Yeah, I mean, that's highly doable.
Okay.
And especially if you're right near 40 Wall, we can, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
I would still put them on your initial order, and then we'll figure it out on the back end.
And
And
like,
if
do
you
you do like some subset too? Maybe not every cookie. Maybe we get like some high sellers like the Samoas and the Thin Mints, and get like
Yeah, whatever you want to put on your initial order, like put it if you want like one case of Thin Mints and one case of Samoas, that's fine.
okay, got it. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Jen, just make sure that when you do put them in the initial order, that you put them in under the booth line. You'll understand when you see it and you get into eBuddy. But if you put it anywhere else other than the booth line for the initial order, you're gonna have to prepay for those cookies. Okay, so just remember booth line.
Booth line.
Booth
Okay.
line.
It'll say
As a
booth on the initial order tab in eBuddy, and we will give
Oh, I
you further
see. I
information
see.
as we get
I mean,
closer.
I'm still on the hook to pay for them. I just pay for them later instead of up front, is what you're saying?
Exactly.
Correct.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Melinda?
Okay, I'm so glad she said the booth line. So if we were doing a booth, then those cookies are cookies that we order under the booth line and we owe later, but that has to be done in the initial order.
Yes, everything you just said is true.
Okay, when can you begin to do the booths? Is that also online or
No,
like
booth season is in the postseason, and that starts February 11th, I believe.
That's correct.
okay? Also, you had mentioned a drive-through location.
Mhm.
What is that referencing? Because you mentioned in Staten Island it's Zion Church, but what are we referencing with this whole? Is that considered Staten Island's drive-through location?
That is Staten Island's drive-through location.
And what does that mean? Is that where we're gonna pick cookies up for our booth? Is that what that is?
That is where you will pick up your initial order cookies if you
Very
choose Staten
good.
Island.
Which may include booth cookies that you've ordered with your initial order for your booths in March. If
Okay,
if
so
you're doing booths in February, you'll need to go to one of our cupboards.
okay,
And
so
there are multiple cupboards in each borough.
okay, so my other question is when you have mentioned the initial order, right? This comes from like let's say I had this QR code at my job, like Heather spoke of. Would that be included in that, or is that something going directly to their home? Or is that if they choose girl delivery or home delivery? Is that how that plays into everything?
So you're confusing terms here.
Okay.
If they choose girl delivery, then that is something that you are responsible for ordering. If they just use digital cookie, that ships
And it
directly
goes
to
straight
them
to
and you
their
don't have to
house.
worry about it. Home delivery is is the alternative to a drive-through.
Okay.
So home delivery and girl delivery are two vastly separate things.
I guess that's where I'm getting confused. Okay, and how do you know who your service cookie manager is?
You can reach out to the Vest team to what borough are you in?
Staten Island.
So reach out to is it Sacchini?
Sacchini.
Yes,
Sacchini.
that's her. Okay,
And
thank you.
she'll help you.
Okay, thank you.
I did see a question. If booth sales start February 11th, but we can't get cookies till February 28th, how does that work? You will pick them up from a cookie cupboard.
Yeah, those cupboards will open on the 11th.
Correct. I'm gonna say it's Chrysia. I may be pronouncing that right. Please correct me.
No, you said it correct.
Okay.
I have a question. If I join another troop in Queens to order cookies to meet the 75 cases, how do we decide, like, do we keep track of how many cookies we sell in each troop?
Nope. So you pick up what is in your initial order. They pick up what is in their initial order. So let's say you had 35 cases. You take your 35 cases. They take their 40 cases.
Got it. Okay. And when do we pay for these cases? Once we're done with the cookies, selling the
So
cookies?
if it is an initial order that has been ordered, that the only thing you don't pay for at the time of the initial order is your booth cookie. So anything on the booth line. You pay
Okay.
for everything else on February 25th.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
'cause-
booth cookies
uh-huh.
you pay for after the program.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
don't
'cause
forget
this- uh-huh.
that
Go
some of your
ahead.
girl delivered orders are going to be prepaid, so that'll buy down your balance. So you're only paying for any unpaid orders, like your extras and any cash orders that were taken. So if a girl took some cash and they gave you the cash up front, put that into your bank account and then we'll sweep for those.
Okay, yeah, because this is our first year. I'm a first-time leader. So just want to make sure. So I did just send out an email to all the caregivers to please join the meeting on December 8th. So I just want to kind of like, so if I order 40 cases upfront in January, I'm paying for that, correct?
If you put them on the booth line, you do not pay for them.
Okay.
Until the end.
Until the end. Okay,
Until the end.
perfect.
Correct.
So I think that the main thing to remember here for the initial order, when your girls take these orders, whether or not it's an order card, or girl delivered, they're prepaid cookie orders. So your girls should be taking cash at the time of the order or taking payment. If it's girl delivered, the customer already prepays via a credit card. If it's an in-hand transaction where they're using their order card, take a cash payment and then they turn that into you with their order.
Okay. All right, perfect. All right. Thank you so much,
You're
guys.
so welcome.
All right, I saw two more questions come through the chat, Mike.
Sure.
One is how long will the caregiver meeting be so they can let the families know?
It's scheduled to go from 6:30 to 8. I will stay until all the questions are done, much like tonight.
And then what happens if you don't sell all the booth cookies?
You will be charged for them because the problem is I can't take them back because for health standards, once they go out, they are yours. But you can continue to
Okay,
sell
I have
them.
another question. What if I took what if we didn't sell all the booth cookies? And let's say we have 15 packages left, right? Can I bring that to the hospital and sell them? And then how does that go? Is that allowed? Like, what would you do with the cookies that you can't sell if not try to sell them? Correct?
So yeah, you have until I believe August 31st to sell them. We will take the money for them, but then you can continue to sell them. We take everything that is owed to us in April, but you can continue to sell them and make yourself whole until they're gone.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, we've got another one. If during initial order we take cash, the girl's responsible for turning the money into the leader to deposit into the bank account.
Correct. Is that all the questions?
That looks like all the questions in the chat.
Okay, I'm going to do this the way I always do it. Number one, I'm going to say thank you so much for joining us. Number two, I'm going to say going once, going twice. Okay, our meeting has ended. Thank you so much for joining us. We will send this deck out to you tomorrow and the recording. And thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Bye.